Good morning, YouTube. It is now 3:50 on August the 12th, 2023, and this is your gaming god, the Game On Dads, coming at you with a new channel. Just wanted to go over a couple of things in this initial video. Uh, Mostly what the channel is going to be about. We're going to talk about what we're going to be doing here. So let's go through my itinerary here. First thing, just gonna briefly introduce myself. My name is Tavares Wilson, and this is my channel, Game on Dads. Just wanted to bring gaming to the YouTube community from a father's perspective, 40 plus, with one or two kids, however many you have there. Now, the main purpose of this channel is just to let people know that people like us, we do still game, even though we have kids, even though we have responsibilities. We don't have as much time for to do it that we used to have before we had the kids and the responsibilities, but we still do. And like I said, my name is Tavares Wilson, and this is the Game on Dad's channel. The most the main reason that we game after 40, I know that kids they do it for fun, whatever. We do it for fun too, but we also do it as a stress reliever. Because when you get to be our age and you start playing video games, you start taking care of a family, and you have all of the responsibilities of being an adult. You do have to unwind, and playing games is a great stress reliever. It also helps you to bond with your kids. Even if I'm just sitting there watching them, I get I get to laugh at them all the time because it's always the same pattern. They start playing and then they all die. I don't care how many kids are playing. It could be my nephew there, Komori. He could be over here. It could be Sanai over here. It could be Molly and Chloe. They all four could be playing the games at the same time, and it always happens when they play Mario mostly, and all you hear is doo 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 doo. It's like they all die at the same like lemons or something. They all die about the same time, the same way, and they have to start the level over. So it's entertaining. It brings my family together. Even my wife, she even plays with them sometimes. I don't play with them as much. I mostly like to watch them play because it does get a little bit frustrating. You're playing, and on the Super Mario game on the Twitch, you know that if they leave you, then you get put in a bubble and you get brought back to where they're at. So you're trying to go ahead on the level, and before the time runs out, and to try to get some of the special stuff. So you're trying to get the special stuff, they just moving straight ahead, and then you get put into a bubble, and you're like, pull it right back. So you pop the bubble, try to go back over there, you get brought into a bubble, pull right back to where they're at. So it's like I said, it's just the lemon mentality. They pull you along to wherever they're at, or they get stuck and you're stuck where you're at trying to move forward. So it's not as enjoyable yet. It's mostly enjoyable just watching them play, but as they get older, I'm pretty sure that we'll be doing some things together. Um, so that's the first the gaming renaissances for dads 40 plus is what I have over here. I mean the adults are playing games more and more, especially during the pandemic. Sitting at home by yourself, and you're watching your kids play, and they might have gotten into it that way, or just from sheer boredom. How many books can you read? How many shows can you watch? You're sitting there and watching shows is passive. Playing video games is more active. You're in there. And I don't know about you, but I can't watch TV like that. I watch some shows like Silo, which is a good show, but I watch mostly old shows like Sanford and Son, um, The Jeffersons, Amen. I watch shows like that. I don't watch too many of these new shows. There's too much craziness in it. But yeah, I mean, it's a growing trend, and really, I think that it started during the pandemic. People sitting there, they couldn't sit there anymore because you sit there and you're watching TV, and you're sitting there doing passive things, and your mind begins to wander and rot, and you got to have something to keep your mind active. So I think they started playing video games because it was more active, it was a more active, more hands-on activity. So a lot of them got their enjoyment of video games that way. Um, and the technology makes it so that older people can play. The controllers are bigger. I think that trend started with the old Xbox One, where they came out with this huge controller. That controller is a little bit smaller now, but you remember the Nintendo controller? It was like this, and you're sitting up there with your big, giant butt hands trying to play with the controller, and you always get cramps and stuff. But the Xbox controller, that thing was huge, and you wrapped your hands around that, and it felt more comfortable to me. A lot of people say that it was a little bit too big, but they tweaked it, so they got a nice size controller. This is my Xbox One controller. This is what I use to play on my PC because you know they make the Xbox controllers, and they work better with the PC than the other remotes out there, like the Sony PlayStation and the Google Stadia, which I downloaded the Bluetooth um, program in order to change it, switch it over to activate the Bluetooth on those Stadia controllers after Stadia went belly up. Um, kind of enjoyed that platform. I didn't play it as much, which is part of why I went belly up. Don't really have time like that. All right, so number two, we're gonna overcome some stereotypes here. Like I say, old people we play games, and it's not a childish activity or a childish hobby. I mean, there's a lot of people out here making a lot of money with video games, like the video game trailers. Um, I mean, I know some guys they built their own trailers, and I think it's called G Code Gaming or something like that. You might want to check out their channel if you're interested in, because they have programs and stuff where you can learn how to do your own game trailers. And they actually have game trailers that they will sell you if you have the money to buy one. They actually sell you one. But if that's something that you're interested in, little side hobby, little side hustle, high side business, then you might want to talk to them about that. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's not just for young people. Yeah, it's for old people like me. Like I said, stress reliever, have fun, and um, it keeps you out of trouble. Like I said, the idle mind is the devil's workshop. Um, it can also be healthy for you because I know that our kid, me and my kids, we used to play some of the dancing games, um, but we don't play them as much. We do play some of the party games with the Switch and the Wii. Don't play it as much anymore either because really the dynamic has changed. Like I said, I had to get a second job because of this Biden economy. So don't have as much time to play video games with my kids. And now they always like the first question they ask me, "You got to go to work?" They expect me to go to work now, but you know, it is what it is. Um, but yeah, it can be healthy if you choose the right game. You play the dancing games. I forgot what the dancing games are called, but they're basically two main dancing game franchises that are out there. I mean, you can look at them on YouTube. I can't think of the name right now. Sorry, like I said, a little bit sleepy there. It's 3:58 in the morning, and I got to get up at 6 in order to take our kids down there to the water park tomorrow. And we're gonna be doing that all day. Then I gotta go to my second job. Maybe I'll be able to get some sleep tomorrow night. But like they say, I can sleep when I'm dead. But just gotta find the right games, and the right games are any kind of jank game that you enjoy. So if you enjoy puzzle games, play that. If you enjoy action adventure games, play that. RPGs or a mixture of any of those. Because I mean, they have RPGs, they have racing games, they have simulators, they have simulators where it's flight or driving simulators. They have those games. They have the fighting games. I don't know if I mentioned RPGs, but they have RPGs, which you know, kind of like the action RPG is something that I enjoy a little bit more, along the lines of like Chrono Trigger, um, and some of the other action RPGs that are out there. But like I said, the kind of games that you play, uh, whichever ones that you enjoy, just find something and get in where you fit in. Um, Now, I mean, you want to try to balance the complexity of the game with the available time that you have to play. If you don't have that much time to play, then it might be better off for you to do something where you can get into a little short session of uh, 15, 20, 30 minutes at a time. If you play an RPG, you're gonna need to play at least an hour to 3 hours at a time in order to advance your character and learn about the game and for retention. Because if you play a little bit at a time and you come back, you're gonna forget. So you need to play at least long enough where you can get the mode of the game and the style of it and all of the procedures that you have to go to in order to play the game. You need to play at least long enough in order to get that etched into your mind. Um, so finding the right games, and we're gonna navigate through the time constraints. You can always find time to game, whether it's like me. It's 3, 4 o'clock in the morning now. I'm gonna try to stream for about 30 minutes, so I might not even get 2 hours of sleep. But I'm gonna try to stream on Twitch for about 30 minutes. The first game that I'm gonna try to put on the channel here, which I guess I gauge that depending on how many views or how much interest I see people have. But I'm trying to go through the Mass Effect trilogies first. And like I said, this is Gaming Dad 40 plus. You know about the time that the first Mass Effect came out. I think it was like 2009 or something like that, or maybe that was the last Mass Effect. But the I think the first Mass Effect came out like 2009. That's when I was in my gaming prime, living by myself. I had my first job. I was making 30 something an hour, and man, I had time on my hands to spare, and then some. And I spent a lot of time on that Mass Effect, and I'm telling you, that was one of my favorite series growing up. Um, the Metroid series, we're gonna delve into that a little bit and kind of bring that back for nostalgia's sake. And we're also going to hit on some of the newer games like the upcoming games, Starfield, the Super Mario Wonder. Um, I want to get into Jedi Survivor. I haven't had a chance to actually buy it and play it yet. Just still got my kids there in daycare. So last one is coming out of summer camp at the end of this month, and I think I gotta make one more payment on that. Then I have more capital, and I may even be able to quit my second job since mainly got it in order to get them through daycare and summer camp for the couple of years that they were in there. Um, yeah, they were in there 2 years each. So uh, now that that is gone, maybe able to quit my second job and I have more time to devote to my extracurricular activities. But next, you're gonna have to get the gaming gear and the setup. I have a nice PC here that I built. Man, thing cost me about $2,000, but don't tell my wife. But yeah, I've spent about that much. And like I said, I'm a techie, so I built the computer myself, put everything in there, and put all the components in there, and set it up myself. Um, but yeah, I mean, I have a nice gaming rig, so I'm not really going to be hurting for the gaming setup. If you don't have a good gaming setup, then I would recommend like a console or something, because PC gaming can get a little bit expensive. Um, Good thing about Xbox, Microsoft, a lot of the games they have the games on the consoles, but they're also available on the Windows platform as well. Since they own all of those platforms, they kind of work together and meld together. Um, but yeah, I mean, getting the gaming gear and the setup, yeah, that's going to be important. It's going to detail the type of games that you can play as well. Even with the computer, I don't use the keyboard. I don't like it. So I use a controller, which is why my Xbox controller is hooked up to my PC. Embracing the learning curve. It's going to be challenges. Some games have a steeper learning curve than others, but I mean, don't worry, you'll get through it because you're having fun. It's not going to be like anything else. But you guys know that. I mean, the learning curve really don't. It can get frustrating if you're dying over and over again. But there's a little um, trick that I learned once I got to an age where I didn't really have that much time to game. Cheat. Don't worry, it won't hurt anybody. Nobody has to know. But if you're playing the game for fun, man, I would recommend getting a good cheater like good cheat program like Remod. There's plenty of trainers out there for PCs. For the consoles, not so much. I mean, they have some of the games like the Skyrim series. You can get mods on there that would turn you into a veritable god. So, yeah, they help you get through the game without having to go through the learning curve. But if you're playing for challenge, because I have a good friend of mine, he every game that he plays, he put it on the highest. difficulty setting because he said he likes the challenge. Me, I play for fun. I don't need all that. If I want to challenge, there's plenty of challenging things in life, like learning how to make $100 million, $400 million in the next 5 years, which is my goal. So that's a challenge that I am willing and able to take on. Challenging video games, I don't really care about that. But just to summarize, we talked about the gaming niche, the purpose of this channel, introduce you to who I am, and just let you know what we're going to be doing on the channel. And just to reiterate, first things that we're going to do is the Mass Effect, Metroid series, the trilogies, um, Mass Effect, Metroid, and there was another trilogy that I wanted to delve into, but I forgot what it was. Um, yeah, I'm old, old as shit, so I forget a lot of stuff. So if I come up with it, then I'll put it in the description down below. But if you like this video, if you're interested, if you want to go along with this journey with me, then don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and to share. And I promise you, the content is going to get better. It's not something that I do in my day job. I'm not a really good orator, but I will get better with time, and I will come at you with better content. So please just stick with me. Comment, comment, like, and share. And I guess this is Tavares Wilson, the gaming god, game on dad, signing off.